Hello and welcome to Mason Jar Lanterns. I'm Emily Leggett, the teen librarian at the Tewksbury Public Library. Let's grab our supplies and get ready. This may be the smallest amount of items we've needed for a craft. So you're going to need a glue gun. You can use other glue if you would like, as long as it's a strong glue, but I used a glue gun. You're going to use that little jar and those glass beads. So here you're going to see that I marked a Sharpie line on the dividing line in the glass. You'll see there's a clear line on these glasses, just so I know where I would like to start. You don't have to mark that. I just wanted to show you how I was choosing that. This piece is really important. You can put those beads sideways or up and down, and how you place them will determine how much room they take. So if you put some sideways and some straight, you may have gaps in the middle. Another thing that I'm showing right here is that some of these glass beads may have imperfections. You may want to look at them before you start to glue. When your glue gun is hot enough, you are going to flip over one of those beads and put a little dot of glue on the back. If you need adult help, please get it. Glue guns are very hot and you can burn yourself. An important thing to note here is where you put that bead. If you put it on the part that's curved, it may not stay. So you'll notice I'm pressing it down to make sure the glue sticks and that it's not weeble wobbly at all, and then it's going to pop off, right? So you want to make sure it's solid and on there. Another thing to note when working with a hot glue gun is sometimes the glue makes these like strings of glue that can get stuck on your glass. It's okay if you have them. When it cools, you can just pull them off, okay? This step you don't have to do, but I found helpful. I took a roll of tape and put my glass down on it, so then I didn't have to worry about holding the glass and the bead. For the sake of brevity, this is the first row completed. You will see on some of them, some of the beads are cracked on the bottom. So see how that clear one looks a little bit funky? That's why. The next piece is to choose where your next row starts. I wanted mine close together, but you can space them out. You can mess with the pattern however you want. And as I said, this is what happened when I put some of mine up and down and some sideways. I have a little gap. It's okay if that happens to you. It's hard to notice, but just in case you want to avoid that, check that out. I chose not to do bottom row, and here's why. When you have that bead on the bottom, if you flip it over, you'll see it comes over the edge a little bit. So my jar would not sit flat on a surface. It would kind of be a little weeble wobbly because it would have the stone sticking out at the bottom. You can do that if you want to. I just want to let you know that that may happen. And of course, if you got your lights from us, you're just going to pull out that little tab, turn it on, and you have a little candle to go inside that is safe to use. And that's it. It's super easy. This can make a really cute gift or a decoration. This is what ours looked like in the light, and this is what it looked like in the dark. As always, we hope you enjoyed learning this craft with us. If you are looking for more crafts that we run, you can check our website at tewksburypl.org. And because there are so many different pattern options, we would love to see your mason jar lantern. So feel free to share it with us on social media or email it to us. We'll see you next time. Bye!